We all want to get better at golf. Not a lot of us are willing to put the effort and time and the discipline into practicing and also investing their time into improving their game. One thing we always see is a lot of golfers that struggle with impact. They'll try and improve the impact position without changing the fault, and the fault happens beforehand. The downswing is more of a compensation. One thing we see with a lot of golfers that struggle with the iron play is the club face gets really open in the backswing. So if you think about the back of your left wrist, points up towards the sky, club face points up towards the sky, the club face gets really open. We get really cup at the top, club face gets even more open. That's a recipe for disaster if you want to compress those irons. Club face gets really open. Then as we come into impact, we're going to have to square up that club face. So the club face is a barometer, whatever direction that's pointed in the backswing, we're going to have to somehow recreate a swing that's going to square up that club face and try and get that face in the optimal position. Backswing, the club face gets really open. As you come into impact, you're going to see two things. Prevent your weight going forward, your weight's going to stay on your right side. Body's going to stall, and you'll start to see this position where the club head overtakes the hand. So the grip end of the club goes back the way, and we add lots of loft. So we turn a 7 iron into a 9 iron. That mechanism of the grip end of the club going back closes the face and also adds a lot of loft. First thing you need to educate yourself to do is try and get the club face in a slightly square to closed position. How do we do that? As we swing the club back, left-handed swings only. Instead of the knuckles going up towards the sky, think about the knuckles of your left hand pointing down towards the ground. So knuckles of your left hand down towards the ground. Check the position of the club face, that will feel really closed. But to change something, you've got to do something in an exaggerated position that's going to help you develop the feeling straight away. So swing the club back, knuckles of the left hand down towards the ground, re-grip the club, feel like the toe of the club slightly turn down towards the ground, let you keep the face pointing towards the golf ball for as long as possible. Then as we get to the top of the backswing, you'll start to see that club face is a little bit squarer to slightly closed. But if the club face is slightly closed coming into the impact position, to square up that club face, what we're going to do is we're going to shift the pressure into the left side. The more shaft lean that I create, the more that's going to square up that club face, and that's going to enable us to create ball turf contact. At the end of the spectrum, if the club face gets really open, if I add shaft lean, that face is going to be pointing so far right, I'm going to miss the golf course completely. So if the club face is a little bit more closed, then from there, if I get the grip end of the club working back the way, that's going to close the face even more. So get the club face a little bit more closed, go back, so think back of the left wrist. Come into impact, we're going to try and get the grip end of the club past the golf ball. So think, as we come into impact, left hand past the golf ball, keep the bend in the right arm, keep the right palm facing the ground. And that is going to enable you to square the club face up. So the more I lean the grip end of the club forward, the more that's going to open the face. The more the grip end of the club goes back the way, the more we add lots of loft in the face, points to the left. So the key thing within that process is understanding what position the club face is in. You can't change the impact without changing what's going on beforehand in the setup and also the backswing. Don't get the club face really open. That's a recipe for disaster. If you're trying to de-loft your irons, remember with irons, the loft at impact is always slightly lower than the loft at address. So the loft at impact is always slightly lower compared to the loft at address. So the dynamic loft is always lower compared to the static loft. As we work the club back, think knuckles of your left hand towards the ground. Get to the top, feeling like right palm faces the sky. Then as we come into impact, left hand past the golf ball, that's going to keep the bend in the right arm. It's also going to get the hands leading the club head, and that's also going to enable you to keep that face a little bit more open, and that squares the club face up, and it's going to enable you to hit the golf ball first and then create a small compressed divot after the golf ball. Comment below with what you're struggling with within your golf swing at this moment in time. Also, if you want to qualify for a free online golf lesson via the Skillest app, follow me on Skillest under Jamie Allen. Send me a video of your swing and I'll get back to you within one working day. Like and subscribe to the channel.